Hey there, Saggitarius. So, this is for the month of September. The readings by psychic hunter David Williamson. And I'm doing this early. Today's the 22nd because I wanted to get this up and at 'em before we get into a long weekend in Toronto. I guess it's a long weekend everywhere. And get this done. Now, one of the things I do wish is if you guys could please subscribe and like. That would really help the channel grow. And we're going to start with the Doreen Virtue Fairy Tarot cards. I'm just going to do one, and then we're going to get into the Morgan Green Tarot, and we're going to do a much larger understanding of this month ahead. Now, your first element in here is the Prince of Autumn. So this is the Prince of Autumn. And this is a pretty feisty, fiery energy too. I mean, this Prince of Autumn always reminds me of a Virgo energy. It just does. But anyway, it's dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. Sagittarius can be quite comedic and funny. I mean, they can be. They're sarcastic as hell. And I like that. Caution but wise action. Meticulous attention to detail. That's very Virgo. And kindness to others. So just try to pull back a little bit. And remember I said to you, Jupiter's sitting in Gemini. That's not going anywhere. That's not changing until you get into next year, and then it moves into your house of other people's money and or who pays, etc., etc., etc. So this starts your reading today, and it's quite interesting. Now we're going to use Morgan Greer, and we're going to take a look at with 7 cards the month ahead. So let's take a peek at what's going on. Ooh, the first thing you've got in here is about love. 1, 2, 3. Your first reading about love life. Actually, your reading's good. So one of the big things you've got in here, Sagittarius, first of all, is this loving. That could be a pet, it could be a person, it could be just recognizing, it could be nostalgia. I'm doing this on the 22nd, so we're still have so many hours left of Leo before we move into Virgo. It could be a lot of things going on. You're going over in your mind's eye economy, finance, financial, things that you've established. You've got that 7 of Pentacles. A lot of times to me that has a lot to do with work, it's finance. You're thinking about, okay, where do I go from here? What's my next step? Now remember that big mirror being held up to you. Then you've got this Knight of Bloody Swords, this energy again. Knight of Swords is knowledge, it's information, but sometimes it can be used against us. In your reading, it's not quite as bad. The only thing I would say is because your sun sign is in the constellation of Gemini, which is Mercury, be conscientious about who you discuss your plans to. Keep things private until it's signed on the dotted line, and that goes for a lot of you out there. Don't say anything. Then you've got the Sun, which is clarity. I know you're going to override that anyway because you've got clarity, renewal, optimism about the future. The Sun, passionate. Like the Sun to me is a fabulous energy. I love that energy. I love the Sun. It's wonderful. And then you've got the 10 of Cups, which means you're feeling quite fulfilled as we progress further through September. I would say almost by the time we're hitting Libra, you're feeling far more settled and far more, in control. Now remember, one of the things that's beginning is the eclipses in both your house and career area. You're starting them with, the whole house of career with Virgo. That's going to happen as well as the eclipses in Pisces, which is your house of home. So you just want to be aware that this is going to transform those 2 direct areas of your life over these next 2 years. This is going to come up for review. What am I doing? Is it working for me? Where do I live? Is it working for me? There's a lot of that going to come up. Then at Hierophant, this could also mean spending some time somewhere else. Do you decide to get the hell out of Dodge and go to Costa Rica? Could be. Is it that you decide to go to South Asia? Do you decide to go to Egypt? Do you decide to go to the Middle East? Do you decide to spend time away? Don't know. Hierophant to me is always religious, philosophical, belief, understanding, and learn it. It means that you're learning, you're understanding. For the new Canadians, obviously you're learning. You're learning about everything. This is part of the whole minestrone soup, which really represents the West. So you've got something going on with that. But you have judicial in here, justice. Now, to me, this could be spending time away. That you actually deliberate upon, decide upon, spending time away. I don't necessarily look at this as a negative in your reading. I think it actually end up being a real good thing. So I wouldn't look at things negatively at all. I think in all honesty, Sag, you're moving through a very good month. The beginning might be a little bit more emotional, maybe even this weekend, going through Labor Day, might be a little more emotional, but as you get through the coming weeks, you'll be through that. You'll reminisce and you'll get over it, you'll move on. Anyway, I wish you the best. Please like and subscribe. Interested in a personal consult, all the information's on my channel, and I wish you guys all the best. We'll see you at the end of next week for the following week into September. Cheers.